If you don't go, I'll assume you're not serious about your future at Runway or any other publication.
You're incapable of running this. Sit your $5 down before I make change.
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
My brother, it's always business, never personal.
I said to myself, go ahead. Take a chance. Hire the smart fat girl.
Whatever happened to Am I my brother's keeper, huh?
Hey guys, it's Sydney, and today we will be discussing The Devil Wears Prada and New Jack City. These movies are vastly different, but share one big similarity: their antagonists. The Devil Wears Prada is a 2008 film starring Anne Hathaway as Andy Sack and Meryl Streep as Miranda Presley. New Jack City was released in 1991, starring Wesley Snipes as Nino Brown and Ice-T as Scotty Appleton. I will briefly summarize each movie before I get to the meat and potatoes of the video. The Devil Wears Prada follows Andy Sachs, a recent Northwestern graduate, as she becomes Miranda Presley's assistant at the prestigious fashion magazine called Runway. Andy loses herself while trying to survive Miranda's tyranny and finally breaks free and lands her dream job as a journalist in New York City. New Jack City is set in the mid to late 80s and is the story of Nino Brown rising to the top of the drug trade. Before we go any further, I just wanted to say I got a little bit wrong about New Jack City. Firstly, the apartments that Nino takes over are called the Carter apartments, not the Carver apartments. And I call G Money Stone throughout this entire video because I thought they were the same person. I can't even lie. Stone is like the police officer, like the main police officer that's helping out Ice-T and them. But G Money is Nino's right-hand man. And also they may be brothers as well, but I just thought they called each other brothers, like brother, like, you know, I don't, girl, to me they best friends, okay? By taking over the Carver apartments, introducing crack, and Nino doing anything to keep his freedom and his power. There are two police officers named Scotty Appleton and Nick Peretti who are trying to take him down. But the whole department's trying to take him down, but it's just, they're like this special ops team, but they're not really that special. They just don't care. And they're like Elliot Stabler on steroids. I know y'all are staring at me like, Sydney, how does any of this correlate?
Just you wait, just you wait.
The three major traits of the antagonist are apathy, cruelty, and the ability to manipulate people. Miranda is already a highly powerful person in her field, so the way she is introduced differs from Nino. But once Nino hits the height that Miranda has, oh, it's like they have this aura that draws others to them, but they could not care less for their supporting cast. It's actually hilarious. It's almost like everything is happening for them, but they're still in complete control. For both, this is almost the cause of their downfall. Not even 45 minutes into New Jack City, Nino has taken over the drug scene in New York City and has neglected those in his personal life, including his right-hand man, Stone. After meeting a girl Stone was dealing with and getting with her right after he meets her, he calls Stone crazy for feeling a way about it.
Everything is mine. Everything! Even my woman. Hey, is that what this is about? F***ing skeezer. You think I give a f*** about her? F*** that.
And Nino better be glad that I wasn't Stone, because I would have had everybody after me the way that I would. They would have had to pull me off of Nino Brown. It would have been serious. Because what? Even if she's just this girl that I was dealing with once or twice, that's still mine. What? Because of this predicament and Nino's selfish mindset, Stone is less trusting of his former best friend. So their operation is more susceptible to being infiltrated by the police, which leads to their operation being penetrated not once, but twice. And when Stone tries to tell Nino about himself before the second infiltration, he was shut out.
We got 300 people working for us at all times. I can't keep my eye on every single one of them.
You was taking care of business
If I was
instead
what? If I was what? Say it again. What'd you say?
No.
That's what I thought you said.
Does that sound familiar to y'all? Miranda's apathy works in her favor professionally, but when it comes to her personal life, it's falling apart. I mean, well. Throughout The Devil Wears Prada, we get sprinkles of Miranda's life. And when I say sprinkles, I mean like crumbs. We get one scene of her and her husband, and they are arguing.
The cell phones didn't work. Nobody could get a signal
And
out.
I knew what everyone in that restaurant was thinking. There he is, waiting for her again.
So to say her marriage is on the rocks is an understatement. Because Miranda's whole life is runway, the same way Nino's whole life is narcotics, she neglects her husband and he asks for a divorce while she is away in Paris.
Is there anything else I can do?
Your job.
He messy for that too. He real messy. I'm not even gonna talk about her husband. I'm not even gonna do that. But he real messy. We heard him talk twice and he's just messy. I already know it. Of course, Nino Brown and Miranda Presley are cruel, but the similarity in their quips is insane.
Don't nobody know nothing? Come on now, everybody don't speak at once.
By all means, move at a glacial pace. You know how that thrills me.
Miranda knows how to cut deep and quickly.
However, that blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs. And it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
Her reads are succinct and calm, which makes them much more effective. But Nino tends to raise his voice and resort to violence because of the line of work he's in.
Nino! Huh? It's your responsibility, huh? Nino! I never liked you anyway. Pretty.
I've seen you kill too many people, Nino.
Cancel that. I'll buy it now.
Instead of killing people like Nino does, Miranda kills careers.
Oh, and if you don't have that Harry Potter book by then, don't even bother coming back.
Both of them use their power to be cool and they never cared. Pure evil. One is literally like a drug dealer that's destroying the community and the other one is an editor-in-chief at a fashion magazine. And I both called them pure evil. That's crazy. That's insane. Before we get to the trait that made me realize that these are the same characters in different fonts, I wanted to make a note of their relationship with children. Miranda has twin daughters and gives them everything they ask for. This even leads to Andy running around New York City to get an unreleased Harry Potter manuscript. But Miranda also uses them as a manipulation tactic. And them two girls is messy down, but I'm not even gonna talk about that. We're talking about Miranda right now. Andy is doing really good at her job, so Miranda's like, oh my gosh, you can deliver the book to my house this evening. If you don't know what the book is like this mock-up of runway of each issue. Basically, Miranda gets delivered to her house every night so she can look over it, and then she brings it back to the office so they can evaluate her notes. So Andy delivers it to her house, but instead of just staying downstairs like how she's supposed to, she goes upstairs. I still get embarrassed by this scene. It literally does it's like mental warfare. She goes upstairs because the twins tell her to because they're messy, and she sees Miranda and her husband arguing. This is when we get the scene of Miranda and her husband, the only scene. The only scene. I'm stressed. I'm stressed out. And so Miranda decides to punish Andy. And instead of just firing her like a normal person, Miranda gives Andy the impossible task of trying to retrieve a copy of the unreleased Harry Potter manuscript. She wanted Andy to fail so she could quit and make it seem like Andy is just a quitter that will never last in publishing, and especially not runway. Nino uses children to maintain his innocence. Nino will sell a pregnant woman crack but give the baby $20 when they're born.
2 for you. 2 for you.
He takes advantage of children's naivety, so if they do see something, they won't tell on Nino because it's like, oh, that's the nice man that gave me $5 at one time. And we see this towards the end of the film. There's this group of young boys and they're like, oh, I'm not telling on Nino. We won his basketball tournament and he gave us these scooters. He has killed up to it's more than 20 people at this point. And you're protecting him over 5 red scooters. Not in the mood. Manipulation is a key element for these two characters. Both of them flip their negative situations in their favor. The climax of both films revolves around the possible takedown of the antagonist. Nino is finally taken down after getting away the second time because Ice-T is so incompetent in this movie. But when it's time to prosecute Nino, he works out a deal with the DA and only gets a year in prison.
But they threatened to kill my mother.
Who are you talking about, Mr. Brown? What they?
They. Look at it. Kareem Akbar. That's right, the educated brother from the bank. He's the real head of the CMB, the brains behind the whole thing. I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Because he gave everybody else up. Are you serious? Y'all couldn't at least get 5? He taunts the officers before leaving the courtroom, but is shot by a resident of the apartment building.
Your soul is required in hell!
Exactly, grandfather. Get him again for me. Get him again for me. Boom! Come on. In The Devil Wears Prada, Miranda is almost replaced by the French editor-in-chief of Runway, Jacqueline Follet, because Miranda is much older than Jacqueline and much more expensive. Instead of losing her job, Miranda betrays Nigel, who has been working with Runway for 18 years. Let me set the scene for you.
I had a plan to show the scene while I was talking, but when I finally go to search for clips of the scene, I can't find it anywhere, and I can't screen record it because piracy is bad, sadly. Please just go watch the movie after this. It's like one of the last scenes. Just skip to the last 15 minutes and you'll see it. Just listen to what I have to say. I'm a very good storyteller.
While in Paris, Nigel meets with Andy to celebrate his new position as the new president of James Hole International. James Hole International is an expansion of a designer's brand that works very closely with Runway. However, Miranda steals his opportunity from him and gives it to Jacqueline Follet instead of Jacqueline taking her job. In the same way, Nino stole Stone's life so he wouldn't be able to go down for the crimes that he committed. Well, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd, but Blinded Sydney, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know if y'all like videos like this. I will be putting out a poll later to see what type of content you guys like. And if y'all want a chance to vote in that, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and stick around because there's just gonna be more content, more lit stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when this comes out, my birthday will be tomorrow. So it'll come out on the 27th. My birthday's the 28th. So if y'all watching this on the 28th or after, wish me a happy birthday. Actually, if you're even watching this on the 27th, wish me a happy birthday. I'm a grinder. Oh, I'm grinding for y'all. I didn't want to film this. I was stressed out. I didn't want to do this. But I did. I had so much fun while making it. I had so much fun while writing the script. I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, let me stop rambling and let y'all guys go. Bye, guys.